Hey gang, thanks for tuning in. Once again, your old pal PourMan. I have right here, I have a bell, and it used to be my dog's bell, but she never used it. She was supposed to let us know when she needed to use the restroom. Doesn't do it, so I figured I'd at least make that bell, put it to use somehow. So if you would, be sure to reach down, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and that way it'll alert you anytime a new PourMan episode is coming up, which is pretty much 8 a.m. Pacific time, 11 a.m. Eastern, every Friday morning. So new PourMan episode every Friday. Tune in, new drink, new location, or it might be the same location, but thanks for joining in. For those of you who know, Mrs. PourMan really likes Mezcal. So it becomes incumbent upon Mr. PourMan to create drinks that Mrs. PourMan likes, so she will continue to support said enterprise. Welcome, because I made a really good one today. I think you're gonna like this. It's called the Mezcal Mule. Very similar to the traditional mule, with a PourMan twist. And if you'll pause with me for just 1 minute, I forgot one piece of something that belongs right here to help us in our venture. He goes off set, he grabs what he needs, and I'm back with the needed accoutrement. Today we're going to do a Mezcal Mule. It's really good, surprisingly good, and surprisingly easy to make. It has a lot of the same ingredients as a regular old mule, except there's a couple of different things. So we're going to go ahead and start firing it up. Easy peasy. Starts out, and you know the rule, but we're only going to use 1 ounce of mezcal. And the reason we do that, mezcal is a pretty powerful spirit. It will overpower the flavor of the drink if you use too much. But using the right amount, mezcal is wonderful. So we've got 1 ounce of mezcal. We're going to do 1 ounce of just regular old vodka. I like the Tower vodka. It just so happens to be gluten-free, which is good and apparently very popular with all the kids these days. So we're going to do 1 ounce of that, and then we're going to do actually 2 ounces of sweet and sour sauce. If you remember months back, I showed you how to make your very own sweet and sour sauce. Maybe we'll redo that one again. I'm going to do a show on mixers coming up in the future. Let's do 2 ounces of that. What do you say? So we're going to do 2 ounces of our sweet and sour sauce, and then we're going to do 3/4 ounces of fresh squeezed lime juice. If you've had a Mezcal Mule, and if you're a fan, you know the lime is a very, very important part of it. But what we're also going to do here now, and this is where part of the twist, besides the mezcal, we're going to take some fresh basil, okay? And I like to chop it up a little bit, because we want, and literally, kind of like tea, if you steep this in the basil, it's really a great flavor addition to this. PourMan got it out of his own PourMan garden. Fresh basil, and then we're just going to muddle this bad boy up a little bit, okay? And if you have time, if you're not that thirsty or not that desperate, it hasn't been that long a day, you can let it sit for a minute and let that basil just sort of seep in there. Longer is better where I come from, but muddle it up really good and you'll get that basil flavoring in there. Now, I have already taken the liberty of preloading our shaker with ice. So we're going to take this mix, just going to shake it up. I would flex for it. Shake it up, okay? Man, if only I was strong enough to get this apart. Very good. And now all we do, you're gonna strain it, and I've already taken the liberty of preloading ice into our mulish cup, garnished with a little lemon on the side there, and we're just gonna strain it in there. If you get a little bit of the basil in there, well, that's up to you. If you want to double strain it, that's okay too. And then the coup de grace, what we're gonna do, just gonna take a little bit of, and now I'm using Reed's extra gingery ginger beer, and we'll just kind of top this bad boy off with that, okay? Little stirring action. And what would a craft cocktail be without a delightful garnish? And some of my infamous basil right out of the garden to garnish on top. And you have yourself PourMan's Mezcal Mule. Trust me, it's delicious. You will love it. But just to make sure that you will, I'm gonna go ahead and fire one off for you real quick. Yep, just like I said, delightful, delicious, refreshing, a great summer, winter, autumn, or spring beverage. Good all year round. The Mezcal Mule from your pal, the PourMan. To get the recipe, just go to PourManMike.com. You know this. And if you push this button right over here, you'll instantly become a Pour Minion, giving you a head-of-the-line speed pass for each and every new PourMan episode, as well as some other really cool stuff that you already know about. So, till next time, pour well, pour often, PourMan, and we'll see you next Friday.